Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Order of Narvosc Unmasked. This is episode 2. I hope you enjoy.
So we met our new cast of masks at a meeting that was being run by, I believe it was Crow, about Narvosc being out of contact for some type of unusual circumstance. And we met our new cast of masks. We had Adrina, who is a bat, and Tili, who is a canary, who has a loving husband and 2 children. Nothing bad gonna happen there. And Mandril, who is a rule follower with very little personality. And we set off towards our destination, which is about 3 weeks away, I believe. And most of it was fairly uneventful until we got to a sort of, I guess, like a mountain crest. And we were looked down into this sort of valley and saw Esarora, which is a wizard school, or was rather, not currently occupied by any people of the non-infected persuasion. So full of monsters and things, and we, or one of us, I think it was eventually pointed out to all of us, happened to see a very odd feminine figure walking around booping the monsters and seemed to be in no danger at all around them. Very odd. I think she ended up going into the university, if I'm not mistaken, and we lost sight of her then. And from there, we continued on and got into a fight with some giant beasties. 3 of them to be exact, I believe. It got a little bit hairy there, a little bit difficult, but everyone ended up making it through. And I believe it was at that point we set up camp for the night to try to lick our wounds a bit, and that's where we're picking up, if I'm not mistaken. What'd I miss?
And when you all bedded down for the night, that big light spear, whatever it is, went up into the air, and it's greens and purples, and Tilly could hear screams coming from it. But the rest of you just saw that light go up in the sky, and it is so bright that it's almost like the sun has come up, and it's bright as a morning sun. You all had finished your watches, and Mandril, during Mandril's watch, had seen that spear just disappear. And that is where we're picking up. You all were able to hit that long rest button as we ended last session. And is there anything you would like to do as the end of Mandril's watch has hit? Mandril, what are you doing?
I guess it's very early morning. I think I would go ahead and wake the other 2 because we're on a schedule here. And also point out that the light that we saw disappeared completely, and I haven't seen it since. And it was abruptly, too. It didn't fade out. But I don't think that changes our course of action or destination, so whenever you 2 are ready, I think we should proceed.
Doesn't necessarily sound good. Wondering if maybe something happened with that tear.
Did they brief us on any type of light like that?
You were not briefed on one.
So it was unexpected to see it, but after we did see it, now it's unexpected to see it go away.
Is that dragon still around?
Roll me a perception check.
22.
It's pretty dark at the current moment. You don't see anything. You don't hear anything. Not at this time, at least. But you all know that no one has been sent out this far. You all are the first.
Are there any other signs of civilization that we've seen or around us?
Roll me a perception check.
12.
With a 12, you saw a lot of civilization in S. Aurora. And peeking over the crest of this mountain where you all had rested the night before, you can see some tiny little poppings up of like villages and things like that. But they're pretty overgrown.
So like at one time they were, but it's been a while. Okay.
It definitely looks like everything has been abandoned.
I guess we just venture forth. I don't think it changes anything, but I guess be wary since no one's ever been this far.
Yeah. Anything I'd say we should try to get there quicker. That, again, doesn't sound good. Or look
Either of you,
good.
I'm sorry, I cut you off. Either of you have any concerns or doubts based on what we've seen?
Lots. But none can really be fixed.
Not until we get there.
I agree. And I'm going to start walking. Or I guess I'll get the mounts ready.
I'll get my crystals.
Get the crystals up.
Have time.
Alrighty.
Good morning, horse.
Horse just gives you a very loving nuzzle. And you all are able to continue your travel. You descend down the mountain, and what awaits you beyond sends chills down your spine. In the light of day, you can see a clear dividing line of life and rot. And you are slowly making your way to that line. Where you currently are is still green, with slight hints of orange as the season is starting to change into autumn. The sun isn't out as long. You have that brisk little chill in the air in the evenings. It would be really nice if it just stayed like this. But further south, it's almost like color doesn't exist. Those greens, those oranges, you don't see them further south. You all are able to travel throughout the week. And you get closer and closer and closer to that dividing line. And again, it's almost like the life around you is cowering away from whatever you're walking towards. The branches of the few trees near you seem to be reaching towards the north with every inch they possibly have. The branches don't even go towards the south. They are all reaching north. Like they cannot get far enough away from it. Wildlife is becoming even less scarce. You saw some wildlife on your way up here. Or down here since you are going south. But it's becoming very scarce. It's almost like they're too scared to go further south. And each night you swear you start hearing quiet whispers and screams. But they don't have any specific direction from which they are coming from. But it's almost as if it doesn't belong on this plane. Is there anything you would like to do during that week of travel?
During that week, does that spear ever come back up again?
It has come up once in those 7 nights.
Okay.
How long was it up? Was it a flash? Was it up continuously?
It was like a came up, immediately came back down.
Nothing from me. I would just be very focused.
Yeah, I think Adrina would kind of be in the same mindset after seeing the girl in the pit and the lights. She's kind of focused and worried about what's coming up.
Tili will probably just play her music softly, just trying to keep everybody calm.
And you all are able to bed down for the night. And then the next day of travel, you all are getting very close to that line. Your mounts, their ears start to go back, and then they'll airplane, and then they'll go right back. They never stand up like they used to, with the being not nervous, calmer. They have ears straight back at this point. And they almost hesitantly are taking their steps forward. And the only reason they are doing so is because you want to go forward. They are quiet. They do not neigh. They do not donkey call. They are just very quiet. You can start to, as you all are continuing, that bright light shoots up. It's the middle of the day, and it just shoots up, and it is devastatingly loud at this distance. Almost like that of an explosion. As it goes up, and you can feel the earth shake beneath your feet. Whatever kind of magic this is, it is intense. And the blast wind from it, even at this distance, causes your hair to slightly blow back. And at the end of your second week, you finally reach that line. That light in the air is still up. The line itself is very jagged. And it's almost like you can see little tendrils pulling itself forward, grasping onto the life that's there and pulling itself forward ever so slowly. But you all now see the line of life and rot. Green on one side, black on the other.
We're close enough to see it moving.
It is moving, so it looks like it's moving. But you know it has moved since this isn't ground zero. And it is spreading outwards. But it's moving so slow you can't necessarily see that movement. But it looks like it's just reaching out.
Are we right up at it now? Do either of you know how far we'll have to go once we cross this line?
No?
So Adrina, has Adrina been here before?
You have, but it did not look like this.
Okay. So she would be able to discern about how far.
It takes 3 weeks to get there. Y'all just finished your second week and you're going into your third. So
Okay.
from this line, about a week left.
I'd say we have about a week. This is so different from what it used to look like. There's no life.
What time of day is it?
It is about midday at the current moment.
And is it wooded or is it plains? Is it desert?
So it's very much like denser forest towards the mountains, and then it's starting to like thin out. And where you all are at now, it's very thin, but the part you stand on right now is very valley-esque. But where that line is, everything, the grass, the trees, go black. And it looks like they have rotted from the inside out.
Oh. Well,
Is there anything we need to do to prepare? Should we camp before we go in, or we're going to have to camp in there?
There's no avoiding it.
no.
So I don't think we can really waste time. So I say we push forth, go as far as we can tonight.
I agree.
Yeah.
And Adrina will step into the rotting line.
And once you step over, it's like this is a clear dividing line, almost like you're going through a veil. And once you step across, it's cold. Almost like all warmth has been sucked out. You just left a nice, cozy autumn day and walked into something that feels like there is just death and chill in the air as soon as you cross the line. Roll me a perception check.
Is it sunny?
Since you crossed the line, no.
Hey.
Hey, Drowville.
That is a 22.
With a 22, you just walked from a sunny day, and it's like a shadow has just crossed over the sky. Almost as if you've walked into an area that is constantly in twilight. And there are clouds that cover the sun. It'll peek through every once in a while, but that's about all you get. And with a 22, you see little blue orbs floating and dashing. They make this little noise as they travel, and they just flit about this blackened landscape.
Can I do like some kind of arcana check on the blue orbs or something?
Yeah, are you looking for magic?
I think so, yeah, to see if there's like a magical aspect of it, or if maybe, I don't know, I can do like an investigate, like see if there's anything I can tell about these orbs.
If you're looking extremely close, give me an investigation. If you're looking specifically for magic, give me Arcana.
Do investigation. That's a 10.
You don't know, you've never heard of anything like this in your travels. Why is it light blue? And then you kind of think for a second, they're the same light blue as the sphere. You don't know what that means.
These orbs, they're kind of similar to the shield, but I don't know what these could be.
Quick question. Did you two follow Adrina?
Yes.
Just talking to myself.
Yes,
I'm
but
right on her.
at the line, I have darts. I'm just going to have some sort of like fletching on them, something colorful. I want to place one like point first in the ground where the line is currently. And I'll just say out loud on the way back through, we can try to determine how quickly it's moving. They'll want to know that.
As you are walking across the line, the two of you who walked in first, you don't hear Mandril say anything until he comes across that line. So you get the second part of that sentence.
Eh?
It's pretty quiet
The
out
what?
here. They'll want to know how far it's moving.
Okay.
Do I have something on my face?
Your mask. You could take it off if you want.
Do I have something on my mask?
Yeah, you should take it off and clean it.
I'll do that tonight.
It's a good try.
Going to get it off.
They call us the mask for a reason. I see no point in taking it off. It's who we are.
We are who we are before we were the masks. Why? I think what inside is more important. Why should we hide?
It's not hiding. There's just who we are before is different for all of us. Maybe you two retain some bit of who you were before you joined.
Adrina.
I'm assuming Adrina would know the reasoning behind the masks, like why they decided to have the masks wear a mask and the symbolism behind the animals.
Yeah, you do. So the masks were put in place in order to hide the person's identity. So that way they weren't overwhelmed with, citizens trying to get them to do different tasks, or if the citizens didn't like the task that they were doing, there was a way to not put a target on your back. You had some secrecy in who you were or are. And the mask represents traits from each of you.
There is something inside, but they are for our protection. So I understand not wanting to take it off. Do it when you're comfortable.
I'll just nod.
And then she will point out the blue orbs.
How fast are they moving?
They're flitting around very fast.
Can I try to touch one?
Roll me a sleight of hand.
15.
You manage to touch one as it flits around, and it pauses and it almost looks at you. And then it tries to go through you. And it tries to stay there, but it's like it can't quite latch on. And you start seeing this orb just going at Mandril and then sweeping through. And then it's almost like this cold sensation goes through you, almost like a ghost walked through you. It's cold in this section, but when that thing goes through you, you get this chill that just chills you to your bones. And then it continues to try and stick.
Just the one I touched.
Just the one you touched. Like it almost wasn't paying you any attention until it noticed you knew it was there.
Well, now we know don't touch them unless you want them following you around.
So there's some kind of sentience to them. Then.
It seems like instinct, though. Like it's just like a moth.
Moth to a flame, yeah. It wasn't until it touched you. You don't seem to be paying us any mind.
It's possible I shouldn't have done that. But maybe it will leave us alone after a while. Maybe it gets bored.
I'm gonna cast dancing lights the same color as it to see if it draws its attention, like try to put it in front of it.
Roll me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Okay. Persuasion. 11.
All right. It's with an 11, it sees those lights. And you can almost see this little orb like twisting its head. Like it's a little ball, but you see it rotate in the way that like a head would tilt. And then it swivels and does this little like circle around Mandril. And you get the sense it's like, look over here, look over here, look over here, look over here. And then it pauses right next to Mandril's head. And you almost get the sense like it turns this little darker blue, almost like it's frustrated. And then it goes through Mandril's head. Mandril, your teeth, almost like the openings in your sinuses, that area that where you can, when you get sick, it hurts your teeth.
Ugh.
It's almost like that section gets so cold as it goes through your face. And it pops out on the other side of your shoulder. And then it goes a couple more times like it's trying to get itself stuck. And then it turns this very pale blue. And almost in a defeated, as much as a defeated little orb can look, goes to where the dancing lights were.
I'll just dance around the orb.
And it just sits in the middle. Doesn't move. But you can see all the other little orbs are still flitting around.
What does it feel like when it goes through you? Is there any kind of sensation, or can you tell that it's inside of you?
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. It's like a pressure and a chill. I don't like it at all. I think we should. If I look ahead, do they stop at any point, or is it just these things are going on as far as we can see?
Roll me a perception check.
12. I've rolled a 10 every roll so far this session.
From what you can see, they're not everywhere. There's not a lot. But it's almost like they congregate in little groups. And they just flit around everywhere. There doesn't seem to be a pattern. They just look like they're always on the go. Go, 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 as they are just flitting around, and they never stay seated. Except for the one that you touched, which is in the middle of a bunch of dancing lights.
I'm gonna get right up close and try to see, is there like a little figure inside of it or anything? I'm just trying to get...
Roll me a... If you're looking for magic, do Arcana. If you're specifically investigating just to see if you see any kind of figure, give me investigation.
Looking for a figure. 28
Whew.
on investigation.
For investigation, as you get really close to it, there's no figure inside, but it just looks like it's constantly moving, almost like a flame, very similar to maybe an eternal flame, as it flickers and goes back and forth. And then it just stops every once in a while. Roll me a history check, too.
Oh. I'm really good at history, too. Natural 19 plus 11.
You have read stories to Mally and Hero. Little fantasy stories about, very similar to a will-o-wisp, little souls that get stuck.
Did I read of like ways to get them unstuck?
The things you've read about will-o-wisp is some of them can be mischievous and some can be guiding lines. But you never read anything about how to get them unstuck.
I'll just change the colors. The dancing lights. Purple. And just kind of say, hey, friend.
You hear like a little...
I'll just stand up and I think they're lost souls.
Lost souls.
A lot of people died here, right? They're stuck.
But only in here. seems, because we didn't come across these outside.
Place is pretty freaky weird, so
Yeah, either they can't or they won't cross that line.
just be mindful of them. Don't they can't do much. They can be mischievous, but can't do much.
Well, guess we continue forth.
Agreed. And I take off.
Keep the dancing lights kind of around us. I think I have 4. And so I'll just put one on each of our shoulders. So we have a little torch.
And when you move the dancing lights from that little orb, the little orb follows. It's very slow. It's not like the movement of the other ones. It's very slow. But it just kind of bobbles next to the light that's next to Tili. And you'll just hear it go every once in a while. But it's not like a happy whistle.
Yeah.
You all are able to continue your day, and you go deeper and deeper into this rot is the best way to describe it. You can't really see the sun here. It's almost like a constant twilight, but you all get the sense it is getting nighttime. Do you all push forward, or do you take your long rest?
Does it get any darker?
It is getting darker, but it never gets brighter. You don't have much light here.
So is it always night or always? I'm just trying to get a picture of
Twilight is what they said, right?
Picture twilight. And then twilight is almost disappearing. Almost like the sun never peaks.
Okay. It's everything's sort of like a dark silhouette in the distance.
Yes.
Okay. We have a full week. We might as well keep our patterns.
Say to keep our strength, our wits about us, we should head down for the night.
I gotta pull out my crystal. Still riding my donkey and kind of present it to Wisp to see if there's any response from Wisp.
It seems curious about it. For a second, almost like, again, the little rotating of the head. And then kind of goes back. And just bobbles.
Doesn't seem angry at it.
No.
And then she'll go back to she's been kind of just quietly playing on her pan flute, trying to mimic the noises Wisp is doing. It's kind of just very similar.
And as you are doing the little noises with your pan flute with the wisp, it does kind of perk up a little bit. Because it's just you get as much as you can tell from a little orb, it's like somebody's talking to me, and it just kind of every once in a while. It just kind of gets that little excitement.
She'll mimic it back. Just kind of in the lower range, not the high-pitched range, to try and keep things calm.
And while you're setting up camp, do you all set up the crystals?
Yeah, because that's what we do.
Yeah. We keep our habits, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Set them up.
As you all set up your crystals, As you all set up your crystals, there are a few little like blue wisps that are like skittering across and things like that. And as you all say Hef thine, those little orbs get sucked in to your sphere. They are the exact same color, and it's almost like they merge with the shield.
The wisp.
I'm sorry.
If we
Okay.
let's try taking down the barrier and see what happens. And I'll unhefthine my crystal.
When you unhethine your crystal, they're still not there.
It's almost like they got sucked in.
Did it suck them in there? What?
Maybe they're just an energy source.
Souls.
Yes.
How much about the crystals does Adrina know?
Adrina knows that they are for protection, but Crow never spoke as to how they work.
Okay. I don't know what could cause that. Just disappeared. And it was it just like within a certain radius? Like not all of them got sucked in? It's like there's still some flitting about.
Further off away, yes. But within like 10 or so feet of this radius, it just sucked them in.
Well, I guess we need to decide, do we want to continue setting up our crystals? It's I don't know what these things are, but our crystals seem to collect them.
Are they safe in there, though, is the thing.
Our crystals are meant and designed to protect us. And they neutralize whatever these things are. So I can only assume the crystals are working.
Alright, but what about the souls? We weren't doing anything wrong.
So you think these are souls fluttering about?
That's what they're very similar to some stories that I've read.
Maybe they're the souls of infected, which is why the crystal worked.
And you all will notice the sphere is just a little bit brighter this evening.
I think he might be right about the energy source.
I mean, what do you do for a soul without a body anyway? What hope is there?
Don't know.
Peace. I don't know if that's what they get being in the crystal, if that's what they are, but it's odd that they're only here and the infected are everywhere. But only here there are orbs, are lost souls attracted to our shield.
The rest have been sucked up into the shield at home.
I guess it is a big enough shield. Maybe it has a stronger pull.
We travel
But
a long way.
we are weeks away.
I don't know.
So we're keeping the barrier up.
I felt one of those things go through me. I prefer to keep the barrier up.
If it It'll keep us safe.
I think until we have evidence otherwise, everything out here is a threat, or should be perceived as one.
That's fair. We don't know what's out here. We don't know. We are headed towards the start of it all.
And we're a long way from Sydonea. And we know that Sydonea and us, we're the only ones keeping anything safe in this world.
Well, Adrina will set up a fire and eat some rations.
Alrighty, and who is... Ooh.
I was just going to offer to take first watch since I took middle watch last time. Or was it last watch?
You were last watch.
Yeah. Last is first. We'll rotate.
Sure, yeah. Can wake me up next if you'd like. I said I only need 4 hours.
And then I'd take last watch.
Sure.
Okay. And I'll give everyone bardic inspiration before bed.
Ooh, thank you. What dice is that?
I'm looking. Okay. It is a D12.
Ah, 12. Cool.
Oh, it's only for 10 minutes, so only basic.
That's actually fine. I have an idea.
And you all are able to get yourself situated. This ground is really hard. It's really cold. A lot colder than where you all came from. So it might be best to stick close to that fire or be close to each other as there is a chill.
Does the fire warm the ground around it like a normal fire?
And for first watch, Mandril, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Yeah, so before I start the watch, I'm going to use a bonus action to summon my astral arms and visage. So you see like ghost monkey appendages come off of Mandril. And that allows me to see up to 120 feet in magical or non-magical darkness. So hopefully a little bit better vision. And then I use the bardic inspiration on the roll too. So you said perception?
Roll an advantage.
Oh, cool. Those are both terrible. Let me roll the inspiration. I got a 12 on the bardic inspiration though. So 19.
All right, with a 19. With 120 foot of being able to see in magical or non-magical darkness, you see some of these little will-o-wisps. And they're just darting and flitting around. Very different from the one you all had earlier that you touched. Like they just don't have much awareness. Some of them will float too close to the sphere and you just hear as it takes it up. And you'll see like the sphere gets a little bit brighter before it goes back to that normal light blue. That's all you see on your watch.
I will wake Adrina. Let her know that really didn't see anything. Caught a couple more of those wisps. Sphere got a bit stronger. Uneventful beyond that.
I guess no news is good news.
Out here, certainly.
All right. Well, get some rest. Got a long day tomorrow.
Just a nod and a little salute.
She'll just nod back.
And you were able to get seated for bed this evening. Is your mask still on?
It is, yes.
And Adrina, you get set up for your watch. Roll me a perception check.
28.
A 28. Your sphere is set up and you're looking at the landscape through this light blue lens, almost. But you hear... and it just sounds like something heavy is walking. And with a 28, you can see it off in the distance. It's this mangled looking thing walking on all fours. But the two front bits look like disjointed arms. And the two back look like legs that have just been repositioned and broken and repositioned again as it walks on all fours. And its skin just sags in the front. And it just slowly is turning his head and it's not walking in your direction. Just walking past, almost as if it does not notice you. Like you're behind a veil that it can't see behind, that it can't smell behind. But it does turn its face. And it's just got this thin line for a mouth. Nose holes, but no nostrils. Like no actual formation of a nose. And where its eyes should be is just skin that covers the hole. As it looks in your direction, and it makes this howl, and that loose skin just vibrates. Almost. But it doesn't notice you. And it just keeps walking. The will-o'-wisps, these little balls of what light, kind of scurry out of its way as it just stalks further eastward.
Towards where we're headed?
Y'all are heading south.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So,
But this thing is easily 14 feet.
as soon as she sees it, she'll stand up and she'll just watch it very intently. But she won't leave the barrier. She won't make a noise. She'll just observe it. Try to remember as much as she can about it. And just stay alert for anything similar, anything closer.
And with being alert after seeing it, the rest of your watch passes. The will-o'-wisp have kind of like scurried off as if it scared them. And they just scurried somewhere else where that thing was not at. You do not hear anything else. It's almost like the night has gone quiet. You don't even hear the noises from the wisp at all. It's dead silent. And your watch comes to a close.
All right. She will walk over to Tili. Just gently shake her awake. Well, nothing happened, but there are monsters here. The barrier, I believe, is necessary. So this thing I saw is not headed where we are. There could be more, so just aware.
All right. Sounds great.
Yeah. Well, enjoy your time.
Dude.
And Adrina will sleep, I guess, and for however many hours are left. And then if she's awake, she'll just kind of lay in bed, just look up at the stars.
Real quick with the stars. You don't see any.
Oh.
It's like nothing but a black canvas. There are no stars here. But Tili, as you start your watch, will you roll me a perception check?
21.
With a 21, your watch starts slowly. You don't really see anything. It's dead quiet. And being a bard, that's unsettling. But as the night progresses, southeast, where you all are heading, as that light comes up and just shoots straight at the sky again, that purple and green twirling around each other and being closer. It is devastatingly loud even at this area, and with the natural 20 you rolled last session, you still hear wailing when it goes up and screaming, and you can feel the earth shake underneath your feet as soon as that light goes up. And when that light goes up, it brightens up everything in this area. The will-o-wisp look like they dive to the ground. And then you see silhouettes from all different directions, of all different shapes. You see things that look disfigured, like things are broken the way they're not supposed to be. Long snouts. Things that have the shape of a human head, but then like have no facial features. The skin just covers it from one ear to the other. You see some small little skittering animals that kind of go about. And then almost as quickly as that flash of light came up, goes away.
Ooh. Glad I don't have to try to sleep again. She'll just probably start to hum quietly. Probably the tunes Wisp she and Wisp are doing. Probably turning it into a song.
Ooh. And you're able to hum that and create a song out of it. As it's almost like twilight comes back, but never brighter than twilight. And it's almost like you can hear slight whispers that might join in on that song you're humming every once in a while. But they're like almost so ethereal that it just feels like it's not quite real. And you can't tell if you're imagining things or if that's actually there. But you all are able to hit that long rest button as you all see what is in the darkness in this area, or what can be. How are you starting your morning?
Good morning.
Did anything happen last night?
Oh, the light went off. The light went off again, and saw some pretty shitty stuff out there. Great.
Yeah.
So the bubble is needed very much. So yeah.
You know, in a way, I wish we could show this to the people in Sydonea.
Why?
So they would know what could happen if we don't do what we do.
Why do they have to know what we do?
I mean, this is Sydonea. If there weren't us wearing masks.
Protect the city. We protect our people. So we do what we came out here to do.
Right. You ready then?
Yeah.
As ready as we'll be.
Move through the creek, big Glen, to the creepy light. Here we go.
And you all are able to start your next day of travel. And again,
Getting
it
crystals.
is get grabbing those crystals. The will-o-wisps, besides the one that you all had touched yesterday, act like you are not there. They just kind of flit about the very dark and blackened landscape as you all continue your day's journey. It's dark, like very much like twilight with that sun barely over that horizon. So it is dark. It's almost like there are no stars in the sky. There's no moon in the sky. You see some clouds and maybe just like a little bit of the peaks of some light coming through there, but not a whole lot as you all continue. Is there anything you would like to do on this day's journey, or are you all pushing through?
So we've just been in for one day?
Yes.
I don't know. I say push through. If anything, move faster than normal. It just seems more urgent.
I agree. Pick up the pace.
When we first saw the light flashing like a week or more ago, did it have any noise with it?
No, as you have all started getting closer is when the noise is happening.
Did it make noise before we crossed the line? Like that night before?
The night before, I believe I said it was devastatingly loud. As you heard that go off.
Okay. Just wondering because of the thing with Mandril outside of it and inside of it. Didn't know. Okay. Let's keep going.
And you all are able to continue. I need you all to roll a perception check for me.
Ooh. 15.
18.
10.
Woo!
As you all, with those perceptions, you all are walking. Nothing seems to garner your attention until it is right over you. I need you all to make Constitution saving throws.
Or
11. Is this... Wait, is this a spell at all?
It is not.
Okay.
25.
Jeez.
The only one to pass is Mandril with a 25. The DC was a 19. You all are so concentrated on what's in front of you that you do not hear what's coming behind you as you start to hear the very heavy flaps of wings. And then this. As a cloud of darkness spreads over all of you. And you all are going to take 10 d8s of necrotic damage.
I have something for necrotic. I'm resistant.
Does pass get half or?
Pass gets half.
And I'm resistant, so I get half.
If you are resistant, you get half.
Okay.
51 points of necrotic damage.
Ouch.
So I have that is...
oof.
Ha!
Your mounts. They do not have any resistance. As this wave comes across, the mounts you were on, it's almost like the flesh dissolves. As this necrotic damage has taken out all 3 of your mounts. It's almost like they melt from underneath you and you all hit the ground in this puddle of carnage. And above you, this comes from in front, and you all see this black dragon that has greenish, purplish eyes and like these little glowing scales all over it. And it is huge. And it's like shadows are seeping from its mouth, from its eyes, from its talons as it bears up against you all. I need you all to go to roll 20.
Did it land?
It has landed in front of you.
How tall is it?
It is gargantuan.
Yeah.
How many feet is gargantuan?
Big.
Big.
No.
And will everybody roll initiative?
13.
21.
8.
Okay, so our order is going to be Mandril, the dragon, Adrina, and then Tili. All right. And you see this dragon that is in front of you all. You all are off your mounts as they have been created into this puddle of necrotic damage. Mandril, you are up. What are you doing?
And that's where we are on the map.
That is where you are on the map.
That's pretty far away. Yeah, okay. Okay. I'm going to run about halfway forward. Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. I got a ruler. What am I doing? Let's go about 45 feet out. I guess it's 50. Because I have a speed of 55. And I'm going to use my bonus action to summon my astral arms and visage again in one bonus action. And so again, you see sort of the spectral ape appendages and the face come off of Mandril as well. But I want to stop there. I don't have anything else. Actually, I will. If I'm not mistaken, it might be a bonus action. Let me check. Okay, but I've already used my bonus action, so I'll do the action, and I will use the dodge action for my turn.
Alrighty.
And that will be it.
All right.
So that's just attacks at disadvantage.
Attacks at disadvantage. Alrighty. So it's just leaning over and hunching, and it is going to stand to a full height and almost perk its chest out. Do any of you speak Draconic? You hear this deep guttural speech, and it's almost like it clips. But you all do not understand what it is saying as it takes its motion 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 as it walks towards you. Or I should say stalks towards you. And it is going to use its frightening presence. I need you all to make a wisdom saving throw.
Do we know that dragons speak?
I don't think Mandril would.
Okay.
Adrina might. Tili might from the books that they've read.
You said wisdom save?
Wisdom save.
Got a 15.
17.
I'm trying to find it. It has something that lets me re-roll them. And I think I'm going to do it. Yep. When you fail a saving throw, which I'm assuming a 10 probably fails, you can use a point of key to re-roll it. You have to take the second result, so hopefully it's higher. Not much. 16.
The DC for this was an 18. You all are frightened of it. And you cannot move closer to it. And then it's going to take its attacks against Mandril. The first is a bite, and the next ones are 2 claws. It rolled a natural 1 for its bite. So it looks like something's wrong with it. Dragons don't behave this way as it just lashes out and bites itself. For 17 points of piercing damage on that bite as it just lashes out, and it's almost like it just can't quite get itself together and bites at its leg, and then it's going to take its next claw attacks against you. That first one is going to be, does a 17 plus 15 hit?
Yes. A 32 hits.
A 32 hits. The first claw attack is going to be 2d6s plus 8. 2d6s plus 8. 5 plus 8.
Oh, I forgot it's at disadvantage.
Yes, it is. It does another natural 1 as it claws at itself. And something is wrong with this. It's not acting like a normal dragon would, as it almost stutters, and you hear that deep draconic voice coming from it as it rolls that natural 1 again, and that claw, it just slices across its other foot, like almost like it's intentional, as it takes its claws and drags it up its foot, up its leg, and that is going to be for it a 9 plus 8 is another 17 points of damage against itself, and then it's going to take its next claw attack against you as well for a 4 plus 15 to hit, which is a 19.
That is my AC. It hits.
Alrighty, so you are going to take 5, 6, 7 plus 8. That is 15 points of slashing damage as it takes its claw out and it actually hits on this one, and it just does that deep roar in your face. And when it roars, it does have that like shadow that comes out of its mouth, but you all see little blue orbs coming out of it as well. And that is its go. With that, Adrina, you are up. You are frightened. That means your attacks are at disadvantage.
Okay. She's going to yell at Mandril and Tili. Do we want to fight this? I can get us out.
I'm game for whatever.
Can we ensure it won't follow us?
Yes.
And as you are discussing this, you hear that broken, draconic, deep voice. But you also hear, escape Never escape, as it is growling at you in Draconic and slightly some in Common.
So it said something in common.
Mm-hmm. You get the sense it understands you.
Adrina is she's going to yell back. Escape here? You want us to escape?
And it responds in a deep growl and in Draconic. Roll me an insight check.
I forgot. I can understand all languages. Monk shit.
Well, that's an 11 for insight.
11. You do not understand what this dragon is going through. But you know dragons are intelligent creatures. And Mandril, since you can understand every language known to...
I'll read it to you. It's...
I believe you. But since you know every language known to this universe, it is in Draconic screaming. Hurt, hurt, hurt. You hurt me. You are why I hurt.
Adrina is going to pull out a rope. And she's going to cast Rope Trick. And open up this extra dimensional space. And start climbing up into it.
How far up is the rope?
It says 60 feet long.
Okay, so it's 60 feet long. Is this a concentration spell?
No.
It is not concentration. Alrighty. So with 60 feet, you would have to give me, because this is the rope trick spell, I believe it's still, you have to climb up there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you would have to give me an acrobatics check and use, or an athletics. And if you were trying to get up there, it would take your action because you would need to dash. But you're a rogue. You get cunning action dash. So never mind. You could use your bonus action for that instead. So you could technically get up there.
Rogue shit.
Rogue shit. All right. Acrobatics check is an 18.
With an 18 and this being your spell, I will say that you can get the full 60 feet. What does your rope trick look like?
I would say, so she takes out this rope and she'll kind of like, she holds it and just very quickly like runs her hands around it as it starts to slowly rise into the air. And this kind of cloudy gray portal kind of starts to form and bounce up and down at the very top of it. And she will start to climb that rope.
Alrighty. And you were able to do so. That was your action and bonus action and your movement. And with that, you all see the rope fall out and Adrina climbing up it. And at the end of your turn, this thing is getting really angry and it's starting to scream. And Mandril hears this wail of pain. And it's like, you will not escape me this time. And it's going to use a legendary action and hit you with a tail attack.
Me?
It's going to try. And that tail can reach out to 20 feet. And it's still, is it still at disadvantage against you?
Yeah, it's not my turn yet, so dodge is still up.
All right. That is a dirty 20 to hit.
That'll do it.
Alrighty. That's going to be 2d8s plus 8 as it takes its tail and it whips at you. That's 8 plus 8, 16 plus 8, for a 24 points of damage. That is bludgeoning damage. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. As when that tail hits Mandril, it smacks it down hard. And you can see these shadows and this purple energy coming from its tail. Almost like it's pulsing, like it's trying to get out.
19?
19 passes. Nothing happens. And with that, Adrina is up in the rope trick. Tili, what are you doing?
Is the purple energy like the spear?
Mm-hmm.
And the will-o'-the-wisps are coming off of her?
They're coming out of her mouth.
Oh, boy. Don't look, dear. I'm gonna... Mandril still up?
Mandril is still up, and Mandril is using the dodge attack and everything, but
Yeah, so he's not prone. Okay.
not prone.
I don't want to go too far away from the rope. How far is the throw? Thinking of throwing something, but I'm little.
You can do it.
Little. Push, shove. It doesn't say anything about throwing.
Are you trying to see if it's an action?
Well, it is an action to throw, but I'm wondering like how far I can throw because I don't want to go too far away from the rope, but I might have to.
I think throwing is throw D&D 5e distance.
Because I think it's a strength thing.
So in general, the answer is 20 feet or 60 feet with disadvantage.
Oh,
That makes sense. That's what a lot of weapons say, like daggers.
So.
Oh, shit. Okay.
But your attack will be at disadvantage because you are frightened.
Oh, that's right. I can't even move. Oh, but I have a thing for that. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna... Okay. Anyways, I'm going to healing word Mandril.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's do 3d4s.
I'm saying that. Mandril would probably be like,
3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 healing to you.
awesome.
12. And then I have an action, a counter charm. As an action, you can perform until the end of your next turn. During that time, you and a friendly creature you see within 30 feet, Adrina, you can hear, you gain, wait. Yeah, 30 feet. We gain advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed.
And Adrina, since it was the end of your turn, go ahead and roll that at advantage.
To break the frightened?
Yes.
That is both 17s.
Needed an 18. You're still frightened.
Dang it.
And then I can't move forward, but I'm going to just pull out the crystal and get ready for something stupid.
Alrighty, so you're not climbing up that rope yet?
Nope.
Alrighty, at the end...
Not until Mandrill's come.
Not until Mandrill's closer. Got you. It's going to use its legendary action.
Do I try to get out of frightened?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. No. I'm still frightened.
Still frightened.
14.
It's going to use a legendary action called Wing Attack. Mandril, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, dodge is still active. I haven't. Yeah, dodge. I get advantage on dex saves.
All right.
Natural 20 plus 10.
So nothing happens to you as it takes its large wings that are so freaking big. The wingspan of a 64-foot tall dragon is huge. And it flaps those giant wings and it takes up in the air and it moves right here. Since you did not get knocked prone, you get an opportunity attack. You are still frightened, so it is at disadvantage.
Get an opportunity attack. Okay, I will take it. $16, I doubt.
16 does not hit.
Okay.
But it moves, it flies over and lands right nearby where the rope is because it heard you were trying to escape and it understood. And it is standing there and it just growls. But it is now Mandril's go.
Yeah, and I can't move towards it.
You cannot until you break out of frightened.
I still have my astral arms up. But it doesn't do me any good unless I'm within attack range. It does increase my attack range, but not this far. I don't really have anything. I guess what I will do then is... No, that won't help either. Nope. Okay. I will spend another point of key. No, I'll just use my action then. I'll just use my action to use dodge again. And then I'll try to break out of this fear.
Alrighty. It is an 18 wisdom save.
18 wisdom, okay. I'm going to use a point of key to re-roll that, because that was a 10. $19.
19, you are not frightened anymore.
But that's my turn. That's
That
in my
is your
turn.
turn.
So, there we go.
And it is now the dragon's turn. And it sees... It doesn't see Adrina, but it knows that that rope's there. It doesn't see her, and it just looks around, and then it looks to the closest person next to that, and it's going to take its bite attack against you. And... that is a 13 plus 15 to hit.
Yeah.
As it bites, and it bites with 2d10s of pressure.
Is it piercing or necrotic?
It is... This is piercing.
Okay.
So what we just rolled was 4, 5... 15 points of piercing damage. And then 2d8s necrotic.
This one's halved. Okay.
That's 12 points necrotic, so you take 6. I need you to make a constitution saving throw for me.
Okay. Sure. Constitution. Okay. 19.
19. Nothing seems to happen from that, but I also need you to roll a d100 as this is a bite from something that is very much infected.
I don't suppose it could infect itself when it accidentally bit itself.
It's already infected.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. I have a 90 and then a 0. What was that one again? Is that 100?
Did we say that that was double zeros is 100 is what we were talking about the other day. So that's a 90.
It's a 90.
So you're good. As it bites really hard and does that damage. And it just starts screaming again. And bits and pieces are in common. And you get hurt me, hurt my little, and then it cuts off. And with the Draconic, you get the full sentence. You will not hurt me, you will not hurt my little one any longer. And then it turns back around 5, 10, 15, and starts going for Mandril. And Mandril, you were going to take both of its claw attacks. That first one's a 9 plus 15 to hit.
Yeah, that does it.
And the second one...
Wait, I had dodge. Disadvantage.
It was at disadvantage.
Oh, damn. Okay, never mind.
Is a 6 plus 15 to hit.
Yeah, they both hit.
Alrighty, so you are going to take, for claws, 4d6s. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 plus 16, that is 28 points of slashing damage as it just takes its claw and hits really, really hard and then just comes down.
Was that for both attacks or just the first?
That was for both attacks. I just broke my nail doing that.
Commit to the bit. 28, you said?
Yes, 28. And that is its turn. Let's see if it gets its breath weapon back. It does not. And that is its turn. It is now Adrina's turn.
Adrina's up in her little rope trick. So she can't see what's happening, I think.
So with rope trick, it says... attacks and spells cannot cross the entrance into or out of the space, but those inside can see out of it, as if you were looking through a 3-foot by 5-foot window. Centered on the rope.
She's got a worried look. She's worried about Mandril. But she's torn. But
trying to get to him because I have a way to get him out of there, but I'm stuck.
that's probably gonna be an acrobatics check. If I were to like slide down 15 feet.
Continue.
I she's gonna slide down 15 feet. And she's going to take out her bow. Like she's like sliding down and like she's got her leg wrapped around it. That makes sense.
So you're trying to slide down and with your leg wrapped around it, trying to maintain your position 15 feet and still shoot. Yeah. I love this. You need to make an acrobatics check first to see if this works or to see if you fall because your hands are not on this. The DC is going to be a, let's say, 16.
Okay. Oh, 13 plus 9.
Nice. Yeah, so you all, well... Mandril probably wouldn't, but she is able to drop the 15 feet and have her feet angled to where she can take a shot.
Cool. All right, and then she's going to aim her longbow at dragon.
And you are still frightened.
So that's disadvantage.
Yes.
Okay. That is 28 to hit.
28 hits.
Okay, so that's going to be... I did not do Hunter's Mark. Ooh, but I can bonus action it. Can I bonus action first?
Yeah, well,
would you allow that?
I'll allow it.
Okay. Yay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
So it is 7, 10, 12, 18, 18, and Mandril is
No sneak
10
attack. He's not
no
within
sneak-
5 feet.
Yeah. Okay, so that's just 18 for the first one.
18, you got it.
Fire an arrow from a short bow. Oh. Okay. Okay. So this next shot, she's going to do an arcane shot. And we're going to hope it hits. That is a 21.
21 does not hit.
Damn it. Okay, well, and then she will take her 15 feet that she has left and climb back up.
Alrighty. And with it being the end of your turn, it's going to take a legendary action. And it's going to tail whip. Let's see. It's going to tail whip Mandril first. And that is an 18 plus 15 to hit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Alrighty. And that is going to be 2d8s. That's 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 8. That's 15 points. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. As you all see this long tail smack at Mandril, and it just seeps this energy.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, you are fine. And it is now Tili's go.
Okay. Gonna pull out the other crystal, so I'm gonna have 2 crystals in my hands. Is it an action or bonus action to activate them?
I think in the Order of Narvosc, I said it was an action.
Okay. She's going to make a bubble. She's gonna say have thine and just like plant them.
Alrighty.
And see if she can suck in any of those little wisps away from him.
You see the orbs that are coming out of its mouth slowly get sucked in. And you do see that sphere get more powerful as it lightens up in this little space around you. You also hear a little faint roar from somewhere behind you. Mm-hmm. But you have your stones, your crystals set up.
Yep.
Is there anything you'd like to do with your bonus action?
Bonus action is going to be another healing word at a higher level. Let's see. Let's go 6. Towards Mandril. $21.
Many things.
Mm-hmm. So I'm in my bubble. And then I'm going to try to break out of the fear effect for the end of my turn.
You got it.
At advantage. And I recasted. No, that takes an action. So it's not at advantage. So I don't have that at. Oh, okay. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, you're out of it. Let's go. So that is the end of your turn. Also, Adrina, you can do the saving throw as well. Because I forgot to tell you could do that.
So, and that is straight roll, right? Because
I used my action to cast the crystals.
Okay.
I couldn't recast the charm.
That's a 2.
You're still scared. But both Mandril and Tili are out of their frightened state. And at the end of Tili's go, as it sees these crystals go up, it's going to take its tail from where Mandril was, and it's going to sling it at Tili. But when it slings it at Tili, that tail, that gargantuan tail, hits the bubble. and does this smack, and you can see your sphere like do this reverberation type thing as it goes, and the tail doesn't hit.
If I could yell at Mandril, it's like, get your crystals out!
Is Tili the only one that has 2?
You all
We all
have
had two.
to.
Oh, we all have 2. Okay, okay.
But here's the thing: did you take your crystals off your mount because Tili is standing on Chester?
I wouldn't keep them in my pocket. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
And that is it's go. Mandril, you are up.
What is the dragon's posture right now? Is it standing up? Is it hunched over, crouched?
It's hunched over and it's twitching. Like, you know how like animals, when they hurt, they do their skin and their bones, and not bones, but it does that little like constant twitch, like it hurts. This thing is twitching all over.
Okay. How high would you say the top of its head is?
Top of its head, so usually at 64 feet, we're saying it's hunched over. We're going to say 30 feet.
Okay, cool. As my bonus action, I'm going to use a point of key to use Step of the Wind, which doubles my jump height or distance. My current jump height is 27 feet. So I can jump 54 feet. And I'm going to run at it because I need a 5-foot start. I have 5 feet between me and it. And I'm going to run and try to jump on the top of its head.
Alrighty, and that was your bonus action, correct? You still have an action?
My bonus action, a little bit of movement. And does it just happen? Thank you, generous DM.
Roll me in athletics or
I
acrobatics.
shouldn't have said anything.
See
I
how
go
well you do.
athletics. Okay.
Oh, messed with Willow.
23.
You were able to do it, and you are now on top of this giant black dragon's head.
Okay. And then I take the 2 astral arms that are at my side, and you see them as sort of like, they're not really attached to me. They sort of float around me, but they sort of clasp together and hammer fist down on it for both attacks.
All right.
Well, the first one to hit is... Does a 19 hit? Okay, second attack. Does a natural 1 hit? Plus 12?
Nope.
This is so cool.
Roll to see if you accidentally hit yourself as you're on this thing, and see if you just accidentally like hit your toe or something.
Is it another roll to hit? Is that what it is?
Roll to hit to see if you would hit your AC.
No, I missed by 1. I got an 18.
Alrighty, so you do not hit. And is there anything else to do on your turn?
No, that was my action bonus. I can't hit anything. So no, I'm just going to hang on to this dragon.
And as you hang on, it is now the dragon's turn. We're going to see if it gets its breath weapon back. It does not. But you know that the crystals keep its body out. You do not know if it keeps out AoEs. It did not get out its breath weapon, and now Mandril is on top of the dragon. It does not like this. It did not like the fact that its tail hit that sphere. So the only thing it knows to do right now is it's going to stand up on its hind legs, and it's going to take its paws or its claws, and it's going to scrape them down its face. And does an 8 plus 15 hit?
Me, I'm assuming?
Yes.
It does, yes.
Alrighty. And then does a 4 plus 15 for a 19 hit?
That means it beats
All right,
it. Yes,
they
ma'am.
both hit. So this is going to be 4d6s. 4, 9, 10, 11, 15 plus 8, 23. You take 23 points of bludgeoning damage. And I need you... Actually, no, because it's something else. So 23 points of bludgeoning damage. as it claws down its face, and it also takes that 23 points as it claws itself.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it has hurt itself more than we've hurt it so far.
It has. And knowing that you are on it and you are not off, you all are going to see it as it has now like stood up on its hind legs and taken its front paws and just scratched down its face. It has damaged its skin and it's left gashes down its snout. But it does not like you up there. And it's going to take straight off. I need you to roll an acrobatics check to see if you can hold on.
Acrobatics.
Yes.
Okay.
Or if you can argue athletics, I'll take it.
Does it have any sort of spines, anything on its head I could hang on to?
On its head, it's got little ridges. Its nose is like 10 feet wide.
I'd say if I can use all 4 of my arms to hold on to those ridges, I could try to use my upper body strength to stay on.
I'll allow it.
Athletics is 1 higher than acrobatics. Oh no, I rolled a... Is it a saving throw or just a check?
Just an acrobatics or athletics check. You voted for athletics.
13.
13. It takes off and you fall 30 feet.
I have a thing for this. Gotta use my reaction to do slow fall then.
At 30 feet, you take 6, 7, 8 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall.
Okay, slow fall reduces it by 80.
Alrighty, so you take nothing as you all see Mandril just against the ground. But stands up like nothing happened.
I'm alright.
This dragon is now 80 feet in the air.
Coming through the bubble.
And with that, it is the dragon's turn. Adrina, you're up.
So, a dragon is in the air.
Just
I think Adrina will stay in rope trick.
Is there anything you'd like to prepare? Anything you'd like to hold?
She would have to slide down the rope to do anything. So can I still hold something and slide?
I'll allow it. Because you're not. I'll allow you to use that movement if you want to slide down and then go back up and use your action. But what would be your trigger?
If it dives down to go and attack Mandril, she will slide down and aim an arcane shot.
You got it. Tili, what would you like to do? You can also, before Tili, sorry, Adrina, make your saving throw, see if you're not frightened anymore.
And that's just straight roll. Okay.
Straight roll.
That is a natural one.
You are scared. Tili, what would you like to do?
where is Mandril? Is he where he is on the map?
He is on the ground.
Okay. She'll pick up her crystals, still on, hopefully, and put them in her pockets and run forward to him. Oh, wait. Wrong one. Wrong one. There we go. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And just ask him, you ready to go?
Yes.
It's a yes or no question. Okay. And then she'll cast 4th level dimension door right up underneath the rope.
You got it.
Bringing I can't move Mandril, but yeah, bringing Mandril with me. And that was action, movement. bonus action, we will do another healing word on Mandril. How are
I give
you
you
looking?
4 thumbs up.
Okay, let's do 44s.
I am looking a little. I'm less than a third, but not quite a quarter.
Okay. Let's do that. Ooh. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 19 healing to you.
Thank you.
And I'm just like, up you put.
Alrighty. And with that, the dragon realizes that no one is there. And it is going to use a legendary action to drop 40 feet as it starts to descend. And with that, Mandril, you're up.
How high above me is the dimension door? Is it 30 feet?
60.
60 feet.
So the rope that I have on me is 50 feet. I don't know if we want to.
So let's see.
It says up to 60 feet.
Oh, okay. Then we can do 50.
Okay. Good. I'm going to start jogging in place and jog backwards for 5 feet. And then use Step of the Wind again and run and jump straight up 54 feet in the air. And can I just jump right up into it?
Alrighty. Yeah. You can just jump right into it.
So you see Mandril sort of like jog up and then just like Superman shoot into the sky pretty much.
And is there anything else you'd like to do?
I want to see how it plays out. So no, nothing else now.
Alrighty. It is the dragon's turn. The dragon descends that 40 feet, and you just hear, like, Tili, you're the only one on the ground. You feel that shake as it lands. And it starts to rear its head back as she is the only one it sees.
I have the bubble.
It gets its necrotic breath back. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Huh. 18.
18 is a 19.
Huh.
And it starts to, those little wisps, you see it almost inhale them. And you can hear screams almost, like little wails from those little wisps as it just... And it starts to have that billowing shadow come from its mouth. And then it just roars. And that is 10 d8s.
Necrotic.
Necrotic.
Okay. Resistant. It's fine, y'all. Tattoos. Oh.
I hate when we hear the roll.
A lot of those are ones, so it's 32 points at full, 16 points of necrotic damage for you as it releases that breath. And you do now know that breath can come through the crystal. Its body cannot, but that breath almost just travels straight through it.
Oh.
As you take that 32 point, or not 32, that 16 points of necrotic damage, and it's just roaring and screaming, and it's just agonizing. And that is its turn. Adrina, what are you doing?
Adrina, she's watching everything that's going on. Tili is right there. I think she's gonna wait for Tili to get up.
Alrighty. And as you wait for Tili to get up, the dragon is going to use its legendary action and start very quickly flying up to the group. And it is now Tili's go.
Is he within booping distance?
Not within booping distance.
Okay. Can she tell that they're in pain?
Roll me another insight check.
$25.
You can very much tell it hurts. As it is almost writhing.
I don't know what this would do with a necrotic monster, but she's going to try bonus action just to see what would happen before scurrying up a healing word on the dragon.
Alrighty.
Just to see what would happen. Just a d4. 9 healing.
You hear it wail as you do 9 points of damage to it.
Okay, sorry. Okay. And I go up. All movement and then action dash up the rest of the way.
Alrighty. And you all are in this rope trick. What is Mandril doing?
I'll turn to Adrina and be like, this is a good respite, but what do we do now?
I think we just gotta wait it out. I can keep this going for like an hour. So hopefully it won't hang around for an hour.
I can cast a little hut that can last 8 hours, but I can't move it. But it can't get through the crystals. Its breath can.
Do we know if it's weak to anything? I can't seem to hit it.
I didn't really get a chance. My healing to it hurt it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the ability to heal, though. Myself or anything else.
Do you need more healing?
No, I'm okay for now. Thank you. I'm just trying to find a way to. Adrina, can we pull the rope up in here and maybe try to disguise ourselves? If it sees a rope hanging down, maybe it will. It seems it's intelligent enough to speak, which means it may stick around.
The rope can be pulled, making the rope disappear from view outside that space.
Okay. Adrina will start pulling up that rope.
I'll help as well if I can.
I will be taking a greater healing potion. One that we have. Did we all... Okay. I wrote down that we got 4. Did we get 4 each or 4 to...
4 each.
Share. 4 each? Okay. Perfect. Then I'll take one of my own.
Alrighty.
And then I will use bonus action to use Adrenaline Rush, which I can dash. I'm not going anywhere, but it gives me 5 temp HP.
For right now, you all are out of combat. As you pull the rope up, and you can still see out of that space like you're looking through a window. You hear that dragon just roaring. Cannot fail again. Will not fail again. As it just starts pacing back and forth as it has no idea where you all went.
But it's not leaving.
Not yet.
Adrina, you said we can wait an hour up here?
About, yeah.
How long do we want to wait?
Gonna keep healing myself.
I say we wait and just keep watching it.
I
Worst case scenario, we drop out, spread out, try again.
That's gotta be our. I can't see anything else that we could do.
Better.
And as you all wait, you do see that dragon just pacing back and forth, back and forth. And slowly, you all see a younger, very small little one make its way to the big one, and it just tilts its head like it just doesn't understand what's going on. And you all, well, I shouldn't say you all, everybody but Mandril knows dragons age slowly, and they are very old. And this little one just walks up. It's tiny compared to this gargantuan black dragon. And it just looks up, and the mom just keeps pacing and pacing and pacing. And finally, like, she turns her head to it, nuzzles it, and Mandril will hear Draconic, word for little star. And then you hear that go up again as everything in this area lights up. And the dragon scatters. As they both take off, and you can hear those giant wings just flap off. For this is not a battle you will fight today, as it has left you alone.
Do you want
So
me
I
to
think-
check it out?
Oh.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say she's just gonna see if the coast was clear, like it was gone.
We can just see straight down, right?
So I guess we lower the rope.
Sure.
Yeah.
She'll drop the rope.
You drop the rope. Are you all going down?
I'll jump down.
You all are able to go
I'll slide.
down, and it's bright as that light has gone straight up in the air once more. And it's staying there, and it's just pulsing, and you can almost hear that noise come from it until it finally just goes down. And it goes back into darkness.
Wonder is good or bad? I don't know. It's the same color as the dragon, though.
Did it look like the dragon left because of the light?
It looks like... Roll me an insight.
19.
19. This dragon seeps shadow. That's a very bright light. You get the sense it doesn't like it.
Okay. Seemed to have left when that light went off.
So in some ways it's good. Yes.
Could be helpful. Everything here seems to be shadow. Do we think that might be... Could that be Narvosc fighting back?
There's always a lot of screams with it when it goes off.
About how long were we in the rope trick dimension?
I've been in there for about 45 minutes at this point.
Okay. My ring is healing me.
Is everyone okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling better.
I'm okay.
Good thinking with the rope thing.
Yeah, it saved us all.
Yeah.
I didn't think we were ready for that. Not yet.
No. No. And the crystals don't work against all those stuff.
But it works against physical attacks.
Mm-hmm. Good to know. Probably good for the Order to know as well.
It seemed to just want its young, but we had not encountered another dragon.
You could understand it?
Yes, it seemed a bit broken, like it wasn't speaking in complete sentences. It was just sort of very animalistic, but a spoken language.
And Adrina and Tili, well, no, dragons are very intelligent creatures. They speak in full sentences. They can have full conversations. They're very smart. So the fact that a dragon is struggling that hard to be cohesive isn't normal.
And the baby looked cursed as well.
Baby looked like it was starting.
Baby.
From what I know, dragons are pretty intelligent, so maybe it's hurt something with this place.
This whole place hurts.
The closer we get to that light, the better.
Adrina will look back at the mounds of flesh. I guess we continue on foot.
Yeah, we should gather what we can.
She will get her crystals. Everything else that was on the saddle.
Yup.
And she'll
It
just...
is-
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
She'll just quietly, like, not touching it, just kind of put her hand over where Shadow was and just, like, take a moment. And then she'll turn around.
Roll me a perception check as you take that moment.
$26.
The 26, where Shadow used to be. There's a little light blue orb.
Well, Tili, you're right about the souls. And I think Adrina may, like, go to touch it. But maybe not. Like, she'll get close to it. Like a...
So not touching it the way Mandril did.
No, just kind of like a ghost boop.
And with the little ghost boop. It takes it a little while. It just kind of floats there for a bit. But then it starts to take on that erratic movement that the other ones had. Like it doesn't know where to go.
Adrina will take a crystal out and just say have fun and suck it in.
And as it starts that erratic movement and you say have thine, that crystal glows. And then it's like that little orb just comes straight into it.
Perhaps a lost soul is better than an infected soul.
These souls may have been infected, though. And their bodies might be just wandering around. But anyway, I'm going to do a little spell on all of you to help with the fear factors, just in case. And she's going to boop each of you on the forehead and do Intellect Fortress. So you have resistance to psychic damage as well as advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws for the next hour.
I feel brave.
Brave. Look at where we are. Only the bravest come here.
That's one word for it.
Either that or stupid, and you're not that.
Maybe foolish.
No.
We've yet to do what we set out to do, so I guess that will determine how foolish this was.
Can't even take a compliment. She'll start walking.
Adrina will follow.
Mandril will follow too, sorry.
He just leaves.
I'm going home.
Are you coming?
And you all are able to continue your path, walking towards the southeast, where that light just keeps coming up. The trek will be a little slower now, without your friends to carry you on the way. But you all are slowly able to make it as you all walk on this barren, dark landscape. And it's almost like you can hear little whispers as you walk. But other than that, it's silent. You all are able to make your night, your camps, and you continue on for another 8-9 days, as your time has now almost doubled without your steeds. Is there anything you want to do as you are traveling further and further south? Any reports you want to make?
Just assume a long rest.
Yeah, you all can get a long
Okay.
rest.
I think Adrina still has the sending stone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think after that dragon encounter, she would have sent a quick message to Crow. Large infected dragon with baby. We're safe for now. It may come back. Mounts are gone. Almost there. Love you.
You do not get a response back. And you still have not gotten a response back a few days later. As you all continue on this path, at the end of the 8th day, it has been long and tedious to get here. And you all are now having creeping worries, almost like crawl up your spine and just sitting on your shoulders as you realize the depth of this task that has been sent to you. Every night you all go to sleep, you all see every time that beam of light shoots up, you see shadows just lingering at the edge of your vision. And if you scour it, you can see silhouettes of things roaming, those beasts that look unnatural. But on this day, you all start to see the silhouette of a building starting to show up. And that light that comes up has been coming from that silhouette. You all know what a sphere looks like. You use one every night. There's one around Sydonea. As you all get closer, you come across a land bridge that has multiple puddles across it. It's cold here. It's almost like the closer you're getting, the colder it gets. The sun cannot be seen at the sky at all. And this area seems to have been plunged into an everlasting night. Almost like day has died. The water surrounding you on both sides is pitch black as you all start to cross this land bridge. You see this Gothic style building. Now that you're slightly closer to it, you can make it out. This Gothic style building has multiple towers that reach towards the sky. And there is a light blue muted light coming from each of the windows. And the light from those buildings is the only light you see in this area, and it reflects off that pitch black pool on either side of this land bridge. And as this comes into view, is there anything you all would like to do?
Should I try to message Mr. Narvosc man before we just appear? And he thinks we're infected or something?
That seems smart. Let him know that we're here.
Yeah, he might not be expecting, especially if they haven't spoken to him. Did we ever hear a response, Adrina?
I got nothing. And that worries me. I would say that she would have sent like some sendings, like just checking in. Are you okay? No, just trying to get anything.
Sendings through the sending stone?
Yeah.
You don't get anything back.
And did you ever voice those concerns during this past week?
Yeah, she would have said that she didn't get a response, especially about the dragon.
Okay.
And she would just say, I still haven't heard anything. I'm not getting a response.
Tilly would try to send a sending to Dev.
What would you say to Dev?
Just something light and chipper, honestly. Just like, hi, darling. We're running a bit behind on schedule. Miss your face. Miss the kids' faces. Hopefully you learn to cook better. Love you.
As soon as you send that, you get like an immediate response back. But it comes in bits and pieces. Almost like the spell can't, it's trying to reach. And you only get bits and pieces. What was that, love? You've been gone for months. Where are you? I love you. Please come home. And it's almost like this staticky.
Sending. See how many I have. Send all the settings. We're okay. We're fine. It's only been weeks for us. Still on mission. How long have we been gone? Is everything there okay?
You get a response back, and again, it's staticky. And almost like bits and pieces of it do not come through. Thought you were lost. And then static. To static. Months. Static. Thought I lost. Static.
They're sending. I'm not lost. Sending stones hadn't been working. We're nearly to ground zero. We're at ground zero, actually. Then we're hightailing it back to you.
You hear static. And you can hear his voice through the static. But you can't make out what he says. I love you. Static. Come home. Static.
I'll turn to the others. I got through to my husband. We've been apparently missing them in Sydonea, and it's been months.
Months. It's just been about a week. Maybe a little more.
I mean, I know we can't really see the sun here, but we all sort of have internal clocks. It hasn't been more than a few weeks. since we left, much less been in this area.
Turn around and send a message. Trying to find Narvosc.
Are you sending a message like ascending to Narvosc, or are you just casting message?
Casting message as I'm just walking forward. Just saying his name, Narvosc. We're from Sydonea. Don't kill us, please. Let us talk first. Just until I hit it.
All right. So you haven't hit it yet. But you all are walking towards this building and getting closer and closer. And you all watch as that blue light from inside that building begins to change to green and purple. And then you hear that deafening as it goes up. That same spike of light goes up. And this is a deafening boom. Like you almost feel like your eardrums are about to rupture at how loud it is. As that green and purple light shoots up towards the sky and everything around you lights up as if the sun is directly above your head. I need you all to make a dexterity saving throw.
No. No.
I'm using the key point to reroll that.
14.
25.
21.
All right, so everybody but Adrina, you all are able to stand up straight as this blast wind comes from this building, knocks up so much dust and dirt, and you can even see the little will-o-wisp, like that are around here floating around. They get blasted back as they just go further and further away. Adrina, it knocks you flat on your back, and it feels like this blast wind is just pushing you down to where you could not lift your head up if you tried. You are flat on your back on the ground as that blast wind just keeps going. Mandril and Tili are able to stand your ground. It's almost like you've got yourself braced, but it picks you up just slightly off your front feet, and you are able to manage to get it planted back down as this wind is just plummeting you as that light goes straight up. And you get the sense this is that little wind that you were getting when you were further back. This is how strong that wind is as that light goes up. And almost as quickly as it comes up, it goes back down.
Offer a hand to Adrina.
She'll take it.
Dust her off.
Well, I'd say we're here.
Cast that message. Narvosc, man.
And as you all continue walking and getting closer, you pass through that light blue sphere. And it's a little warmer in this sphere, as it's almost like you cross that threshold like you're walking into Sydonea. Your little pins do that normal buzz. Checks your vitals. You hear something off in the corner. Clear! 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 And then as you keep walking, your message hits. And this raspy voice responds back. They finally sent help. As you get this weary older man's voice back. And Adrina, at this time, your sending stone goes off. Do you answer it?
Yeah.
The one that's linked to Crow finally buzzes. And in a panicked voice, "Don't come back, find Narvosc, run as far as you can, Adrina. I love you, don't come back, do not trust!" And it goes off. And you just get, as it cuts off, gurgling.
She will, like, immediately respond. Mom, what's going on? Are you okay? What do you mean? We're here. And she'll just kind of keep rambling as she's panicking. And she's like exceeded that 25 word limit. But she's just going.
And you know how sending stones work. As you start rambling, when you talk into them, sending stones light up in order to show that there is a connection. And as you are talking into yours, that light, that magic fades.
Do I get the sense that the other one has been destroyed?
Roll me an Arcana check.
18.
You get the sense it has been shattered.
So Adrina is, she's crying as she hears her panicked mom. She turns to the group. I think she's gone. She's not.
Who do you think is gone?
Crow.
Your mama's Crow. Okay.
What do you mean gone?
I can't. I think her stone shattered. She said not to come back. She said to not trust. And then there was this awful noise.
I could try and reach her.
If you can.
Yeah, I can give it a try. It's very hard to connect, but I can definitely give it a try. She's gonna focus on Crow. Be like, Tili, we're here. We're worried about you. Background 0. Are you alright? Is Sydonea alright?
Roll me a D100.
31.
It doesn't connect. And Mandril, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I was just going to say, since everyone's a little distraught, Mandril would have his astral self up sort of pacing around, being very vigilant, looking around, making sure nothing's coming up on us after that dragon attack.
Roll me perception.
19.
With a 19, you see a little, you don't know what a robot is, but it's this little metal creature that kind of paddles over. Clear!
How small is it?
It's 2 2 feet off the ground.
I'm gonna lean over and pick it up and hold it up to my eye level.
And when you pick it up and hold it up to your eye level, it's still like it's walking. And it just keeps saying clear, clear, clear.
In common,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna speak back to it. Can you understand me?
Clear, clear, clear.
I'll put it down. It's some sort of contraption. I don't know what it is. An alarm system or something.
Try again. Connecting later. This place feels magic. It's different.
I think you'll see Adrina kind of like, I came here for a mission to help Narvosc. So let's do it. Let's do what we came here to do.
Absolutely.
And she will look around and try to figure out where to go.
All right.
So we'll just turn around and just go, Oi! Narvosc!
Oi!
Yell it.
You all had walked through the front door, correct?
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
You open this, it's grand double door, darkened, blackened wood, beautiful little designs in the windows of it as you, Aragorn, push that door open. And the inside looks very similar to something you're used to. There's a skeleton wall on the back, or a skeleton clock on the back wall. Black floors with golden inlays. And this little robot is following you, just saying clear, clear, clear. Ever since you walked through the sphere. Vitals clear. And you all see coming from down the stairs an old elf with bright red hair that looks like he's got some white splotches coming from certain ends. His ears are so long. And he's got like this slight little hunch to him. As he is waddling up those stairs and he's sweating, just absolutely drenched. Wearing simple dark blue robes that look like they've been tattered away with age. And he's got these bright emerald green eyes that even show here. And he just looks at all three of you, like with this, almost like he doesn't think you're real. But like this is the best illusion he could have. They sent help.
Hi.
Mandril like snaps back straight, legs together, like, at attention very much, hands by his sides.
So, Adrina has met Narvosc a couple times. She'll walk up to Narvosc and say, we're here.
Narvosc is much older than you remember. Elves don't age for the most part. Crow mentioned she had not heard from him in 30 years. He looks like he has aged 300. When you met him, he was very young, very spry. Like when I say young, like middle-aged elf, but still looked young. He looks old. Like he's lost, like he's shrunk. He is very frail. His eyes are sunken in. He is half of what he used to be. As he gently just takes a hand, and it is wrinkled, and just holds the side of your face. She sent help.
She'll cup it, say, Elena sent help.
And you see tears form in his eyes. And you get the sense he has been by himself for a very, very long time. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Months?
We just got here.
I cried twice.
Thank you so much for watching episode 2 of the Order of Narvosc miniseries, Unmasked. Our next episode will be out on October 9th. Please make sure to check out our players' social media accounts as well. They are wonderful and they deserve your support. If you are interested in Narvosc merch, check the description below to find a link. And lastly, if this is the kind of content you enjoy, please press that like button, subscribe, ring that bell. That way you get notified when episode 3 comes out. I'll see you soon, adventurer.